Okay, part two, and we're back from our commercial break. I want to be so serious this morning. I gotta get my serious side on this morning. Cause I can't. I'm sitting up here looking like an Eskimo, and Kiara just keep turning on this water. That baby is stuck on the heat from the water, but we do turn it off and turn the heat on. Anywho, she said they sent paperwork for you, those of you that says, what happened? What happened? They sent paperwork. Her job was to send paperwork, letters to certain organizations, and she just, even overseas, she said we hit the deepest part overseas, and we dealt with things all over the world, and so her part, I don't think she can say is what she had done. They didn't have a meeting on, we're going to do this. They just came and said, I want you to do this, I want you to do this, and you knew it wasn't right, And you heard talk, and they was having others do things, but her job, she sent letters. That's all they did was send letters, her part. And she heard that other things was happening, the banking issues and money issues, financial issues mainly. Is what she was hearing, and then they were involved in something that was illegal. They were aware of, but she was arrogant. She just felt like I was making big money and living in nice houses, and she said she had been there from the very beginning of USAA, so she took a deep liking to him. It was part of her, and now that she had gone down, she really felt as if she contributed to something that, and I asked her, I said, how did it feel after, now that you're sitting at home? Did it hurt you to know? She said, no. I just accepted the fact that I was in my situation. That's what she said. I accepted the fact that, okay, it was just something in her, she said, that I just knew I was in this state because of what I had done. That's what she said. I knew I was in this state because it's what I had done. And she goes, but I didn't I'm not doing what you're saying I'm doing. Because I was telling her, I said, you have a conviction. And good people have convictions. And sometimes it's like fog, haze, something come over us and we can't see. And we just keep on moving in spite of not being able to see. And sometimes this stuff, it guides us, it controls us, it leads us, and we walk in it. And it is a strong, thick arrogance. It's a thick arrogance that keep you from being who you really are. And that's what money does to people. That fame does the same thing to people. Recognition sometimes. Especially when you're just in the position of recognition. You're in the position of fame. You're in the position of glory. It sometimes keep you from becoming that person deep down who you were when you first began with the company, or first before you got famous, And so she goes, well, I don't know about all that, Renee, but what I do know is, because I'm not involved in the church, and I can't tell you even today that I really regret or resent anything. And that was a powerful word. I can't tell you I regret it. I didn't go down on my knees and say, Lord, forgive me for what I had done. I said that it's the reason why I just felt it. I felt what had happened to her. And I kept thinking all the time her real heart was probably saying, because sometimes our heart talks and it can't be heard. And she was probably saying, oh, poor lady, I know you're right. Instead of her emotions, not emotion, but her flesh was moving her hands. The arrogance was controlling her. It's like being under a ghost or some clairvoyance, and you steady acting out. And you don't know why you're acting out. And folks are doing that. I don't know why I'm doing this. Jealousy especially. Good people can become jealous and envious. I've seen people talk your name down because of envy. And the envy came from something that you would have been passionate against them for. Envy came from them struggling. I had a friend and she was getting beat. And I think I told y'all this story before. She was buried by her husband. And she was so wounded and hurt. And she was beautiful, but she never did fix herself up. And she was that kind of like myself at times. You have that face that is just still, you can go without wearing makeup and you're okay. I've seen some people without makeup and it's like, put the makeup back on. And then you got some folks that can go without makeup, because your face adjusts to a lot of makeup. Y'all know that, women. So she was a beautiful person. She seldomly wore makeup because she didn't feel beautiful. And she had this nappy hair that she just didn't comb, right? And so she was battered to the fact that when we came around, she wouldn't say anything. But when she got with strange friends, and she was a good friend, but she got with others and she was just, wow. She made it look like she was our greatest enemy. And we didn't understand. It was two of us. She could not stand us because we were always talking about God. We were always talking about what God was doing, especially myself, because I was a single mother, 6 and prospering. And back in the days, I lived a successful life to me. I lived in nice homes and I drove nice cars throughout my life. I've had good times. I wore expensive perfumes. I mean, it's the way you carry yourself. I didn't have much, though. I didn't possess much money. I just took the couple of dimes that came in and got myself something nice. I didn't look at the little senses and commas and periods after the first digit that I was getting. I didn't look at that. I just said, okay, I know I ain't going to have anything left, but if I go get this type of perfume right here, because I collect perfume, I go ahead and get this type of perfume, and that'll last me for a while. I can at least go a month smelling like I got some money, right? I mean, you have to look the part sometimes for people to accept you to be the part, and they'll take you into high places. You got to stop looking at your little pennies and go out there, and look at your resources. Your resources not there. But yet, when you get it, you can say, I want something nice that I can hold on to and walk with so someone can see it in that category and want to say, okay, let's let her walk with us. People will allow you to walk with them, and you do need people from time to time. God will place you, not that you want to kiss up to them, but God will place people in your life according to the way you live. That's right. It's your attitude. Your attitude brings you up. It's not so much as your finances. It's your attitude about things. And so, and you have to grow into it, a lot of you. And sometimes it's hard to grow into it when you're hanging around folks that keeps pulling you into their category. And sometimes you feel like I'm going to hang around these because I don't feel right and this kind of people make me feel bad. It's always your personality. It's your character that is built first. You got to know who you are to become successful. You got to overcome looking at others being better than you. Understand, yeah, they got money. And you're struggling so hard, and I know I don't have, but you look nice. And they're accepting you, and you beating yourself down by hanging with them, looking at who you are. Why are they getting that? You come envy. And you're walking with them. You already look like you have, but I'm tired, I'm struggling. But you don't see the inside of their homes. They're probably struggling and doing the same thing you're doing. And then you become envious, and you push yourself back down to a certain group that make you feel good because I'm bigger than them. I'm going to stay here. And you steady looking up at the ones that you feel are doing better than you. You done walked down, took a step down because you felt like I'm not making it like them because I don't feel like I'm making it like them. You know what I'm saying? And so that's low self-esteem. That's something different. But arrogance is really no difference. Arrogance will make you walk through life missing a whole lot of blessings because you feel like you're already there. Can you imagine how much more that person could have been? Some folks do. They get to a certain level. You got folks in life that will start off in corporate. It's not that they grew to corporate. You learn to appreciate things more when you walk into it. And sometimes you still get arrogant when you walk into blessings. You start from the bottom and walk your way up. You still can get arrogance once you feel like you've made it. What is making it? When you can do a little bit more than others, when you can control others, when you can feel a little comfortable that, hey, look at these people. This is the grandiole life. These are the elite ones. You don't care what position you're in when you get with the elite ones. Sometimes folks will get amongst the elite and they won't move again. They'll walk, I made it. They don't even try to get out on their own, and then some folks don't. You can't fault everybody for not wanting to get out on their own because some never want to become an entrepreneur. But still, that is a fault when you don't want your own. It is a fault when you stay stuck right there amongst somebody else and feel like you've made it. You haven't made it until you can produce your own. You're webbing and webbing and webbing, and you're never coming out with anything. So you start webbing somebody else's home. I did that, and they're living large, and you don't think there's anything wrong with it? It is something wrong when you're webbing somebody else's and you're not webbing your own. You get old, you get tired of webbing, you look back, you say, okay, what did I do for myself? Can I sit down and rest? You got a retirement that can help you and can run out. Amen. If the government cut out all this other stuff, you are in trouble. and yet they're a business owner, and they pull everything up under them, and now you're under their command, and they have no need of you anymore because you're too old, and you can't wear. What do you think about that?